I'll start a little upside down in this way. I rarely talk to people about products. I rarely talk to people about a company, only at a time that is appropriate. And it usually follows 3 M's. Just think of the letter M 3 times. And this is where I begin with everyone, actually, once I create a relationship and we're in some sort of a dialogue. And I say, well, I've got a message, I've got a mission and a movement that I'm involved with inside of a lifestyle transformation, and of course is supported by a group of products that I very much love. The message is real simple. The message is 100% whole food nutrition. The message is 100% organic superfood nutrition. The message is 100% organic high-density nutrition, something every single human being alive needs today in the world that we live in. So the message is simple. So then what is the mission? The mission is, look, we need to protect our families. We need to connect with each other. We need to come together as people to recognize that the only power that we hold for ourselves to be absolute truth is the fact that we are whole human beings that require whole food nutrition. So the mission is farm to family. Protect our families, bring to our communities the mission, which is let's get the food, let's get back to the roots. Let's bring the food to the family's table and to the community's table. The movement is really simple. We're in the middle of 2 major movements. They combine. One is the real food revolution. It's not a trend. It's a shift in consciousness. Can you relate? Can you connect with that? That's what I talk to someone about. They say, well, yeah, kind of. I kind of get it. Even on the big box that talks to people and programs so often and says, hey, we're leaving artificial ingredients out of our Taco Bells these days, or whatever the asinine, excuse the French, the asinine information is coming out of that box. Is even there, they're preparing what is now apparent, which is that every one of us wants to do better, wants to feel better, wants to experience well-being. So the movement called the Real Food Revolution is much more than just a few words. It's not a cliche, and it's not a trend. It's a shift in consciousness. It's a shift in the way our entire society is now thinking and feeling. It's how the entire world is shifting and thinking now. So the real food movement. Now couple that with what Amy Vennemer has done, which is created the initiative called the Million Moms Movement. What are the moms here to do? Well, if you ask a mom that, which is what I do if I see a mom carrying a baby, I'll tell you a story about that in just a moment, of a woman I met who had a baby, was holding a baby 6 months ago, and I went up to her. In fact, Michael, you were with me in that very cafe. And I gave her a card, and I said gave her the mission, the message, gave her the message, the mission, and the movement, and said, well, we'll connect again. Well, just last week, 6 months later, I connected with her, and it turns out she owns a spa that is focused on bringing people into transformation with how they treat themselves, and walks with them in baby steps. So the Million Moms Movement is another incredible initiative that points out that we need to protect our families, our communities, and communicate that, because we're the only ones that will care enough to do it. You, Andy, Michael, whoever else is on the line, we have the power, with one by one, to convert whole communities with the message, the mission, and the movement that we're part of inside of what we promote, which is a lifestyle transformation. Now, what have I said about Core 3? 0. Okay? 0. But what I would then say is, hey, I get it. If the person's got it, if they're resonating with the message, they're resonating with the mission and the movement and the fact that, there's a transformation taking place, and it's called a lifestyle. Yeah, and so supported by that whole food nutrition I was talking about. And here it is. Now it's time to talk about, Troy, now it's time to talk about, hey, we've got three products that address three simple requirements of the body. We can't get enough servings of vegetables and fruits. We'll get it from our products. A shake that provides all the micronutrients, enzymes, vitamins, and minerals you need in a whole food, complementary, full spectrum approach. So all you have to do is drink it. It's portable and healthy. Complement that product with the highest quality protein on the planet, bar none. I know it for a fact. I know it, and I breathe it. I was on the phone for 3 hours with one of the scientists just 2 days ago. Most people don't know how powerful super amino 23 is. But for the human body, it's probably the most essential ingredient for so many different reasons. So there's your second product. Your third product is, hey, let's get some fruits in our bodies. Why do we need them? We need them for antioxidants. We need them for flavonoids. We need them for basic fiber. Cleanse our intestinal system naturally. It's all there. It's in concentrated form with the apothecary product. So the core three is a miraculous group of products gathered together, very comprehensive in nature, and supplies everything that our physiology needs with just three products. And if someone wants to accelerate their process and go from the baby steps in their transition towards this lifestyle that we're promoting and go to a cleanse, then they can. They add two more products to help clean the bowel and the intestines so that these toxins don't recirculate, and a Superlights product, which provides the electrolytes and more flavonoids. Why? To reduce inflammation, to create wholeness in our intestine, one of the most important organs in our bodies. Promote well-being on every level. Inside of a lifestyle that few of us can deny is completely now more than just required. It's almost a necessity given the contamination of our food resources. So I don't want to go on too long on a rant because I'd rather maybe we might like to address any questions that people have. But I wanted to make a point here that I'm rather not focused on products until the appropriate time at which I know someone is resonating with my 3 M's that I know I'm on. Get that there's a lifestyle that we're promoting and supporting with a group of products that then do everything that the body would ask for, and even more should someone drill deeper into this vast product line that is nothing and everything all combined. When I say nothing but whole foods, everything in a whole food context. So the context of our lifestyle is that we become more whole, and as we do, we influence our communities. And as our communities change, so does the world. And as the world turns, I think that's a soap opera, as the world turns, then those people, those entities that would pray and hope that we disempower ourselves around our food choices, they start to wake up because they see that we're voting with our dollars and shifting our desires. In other words, we are not now addicted to processed foods. We are wholly embracing foods, real foods that make a real difference for real people in a world now that gets healthier, less irritated, less stressed, because they have the kind of physiological support, physical support to the body that they really need. Much of the irritation and much of I would just call it irritation in our world that we see all around us, frankly, has to do with the fact that the individual bodies walking around with us on this planet are actually quite ill. They are ill, and unfortunately, they don't know it. Thereby, the importance of a company like Purium, which is educationally based, mission based, and provides a home for people to be nurtured, supported, and grow into a lifestyle that will transform their lives, lives of their families, and thereby the lives of their communities. And the food giants and all of those, let's just call it the entities that would have their agendas, are now beginning to see that there has finally become a change. And that change is permanent. It's not a trend. Because they know that now people like Andy out there and Troy and Michael, myself, and everyone else on the line will stay the course. We are the messengers that bring very important light to this very particular situation, which is we need to protect ourselves, we can empower ourselves, we can help people make better choices, and to top it all off, we can actually earn a living in a mode of goodness, which is, I think, what most of us would like to be able to know that we're doing, aligning ourselves with values that will help guide others and with values that people will choose to follow. Choose to follow, not be convinced to buy, but values that they will choose to follow. And that's a very different attraction than simply, here's another product on the shelf that no one can distinguish because it hasn't somehow been given the kind of color arrangement that's required inside of the important message we're delivering.